Hello, Mr. Bingle. Is that snow? Santa, is that you?
No, Brian. It's time to record the episode. Could you quit screwing around?
Okay.
Oh, Merry Christmas from NOLA Film Scene.
Okay, we're here with our Christmas episode, and we appreciate y'all letting us take a break. We've got some very special things planned for you. We've got our friends. They're going to drop in with some holiday wishes. And TJ and I, we're going to share our memories and maybe some expectations for this year about Christmas. So it's all Christmas. It's all fun. TJ, I think let's start with a gift that you've given someone. Mine has been, I used to give my mother a Nutcracker every year. It could be different colors. It could be different things. As long as it was in the Nutcracker family, from the play, from the stage production, that was fine. I had a girlfriend one year, gave her 4 of them, The Wizard of Oz. They were Nutcrackers. And she was like, your mom's going to love them. And I didn't know about it until Christmas Day. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't know how to tell her. My mom, she didn't like that. It had to be the Nutcracker, but it was a good gift though.
Yeah. That makes sense. Really, it's hard to narrow it down to one. I am happier giving gifts than getting gifts. I like to see the look on their face, especially when I put effort into getting just exactly the right thing. And of course, everybody's different on what that right thing is going to be. In the first episode, when we were talking about 7 things, one of the things that I mentioned is I'm a big nerd. I'm a big computer nerd. And one of my things is building computers. I build really high-end, full-on water-cooled gaming systems. Instead of just buying a computer for my kids or even just building one and giving it to them built, for each of my 2 teenagers, I bought all the components to build a gaming setup and then sat down with them and taught them step by step, everything from the motherboard up, how to build the computer, cradle to grave. And they got something out of it because they learned something new. And for me, I got the pleasure of giving them something that I found kind of special. That's one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an improvement on the gift that you make. I never heard anything like that before. Wonderful idea. I wish that had happened to me as a kid. I know more stuff now.
I've never been really good at crafts and making stuff. Like I always got more glue and construction paper and glitter and stuff on me than on what I was making. That was something that I could make. One of my older brothers and his wife are very artsy. And for many, many years, they would hand make Christmas ornaments for all of their immediate family. And they would date it on the back with the year. And from them, they did that for a couple of decades. So, you know, each of the families has a box of these. It was always a theme for the whole year. And they were all, I think if memory serves, they were all kind of identical. And that's something that I remember, you know, people making something for someone. And I always thought that was really cool.
So I have a couple surprises. So I'm going to hit you with one right now.
Hey everybody, my name's Olivia Peck. I am a film creative. I'm also a music teacher and I sell books over on oliviapeck.com. But most importantly, I want to thank Brian and TJ of NOLA Film Scene. Guys, thanks for having me on your pod. It was really fun and I love listening to it. Y'all go check it out if you haven't. It's really inspiring. It'll get the creative juices flowing. And happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Christmas Hanukkah Kwanzaa. Ho, ho, ho. And to all, a good night. Bye.
That'll work.
All right, Brian.
My idea had been to, like the 12 days of Christmas, 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 loads of leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids milking, 7 swans swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
Okay. 12 dancing maids. What is it?
12 drummers drumming.
12 drummers drumming. I'm not singing. You can't make me.
12 drummers drumming.
You can't make me.
Please. Okay. I won't.
Don't tell Olivia. Wait, she'll probably listen to this. Never mind. As far as something that I got, when I was in maybe 5th or 6th grade, we had a particularly difficult year financially. My dad had lost his job, and his thing was model trains and model trolleys that actually ran from overhead wire. And he had all these really intricate setups that he built. And to give us a Christmas that year, he sold all of his train stuff. And that is probably one of the most meaningful years. My brother and I got bicycles that year. Like it was a special year. We didn't know until later that had happened.
Yeah.
And back then there wasn't Craigslist and eBay and all these mechanisms where you could sell stuff. You had to do it through like the penny pincher and classified ads in the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he was able to sell all that stuff was a feat in and of itself. And I have the only train that he didn't sell, just displayed as a model here at the house. It was one of the things that I got when he passed. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to talk about, but that was something, was a year, something that I really remember.
Yeah.
Really meant a lot.
Let's cut to a few of our friends, see what they have to say this holiday.
Hi there, I'm Stephanie Hodge, an actress, comic, and writer from Los Angeles. I just wanted to thank TJ and Brian for having me on NOLA Film Scene. Catch it, it's wonderful. Also, wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Winter Solstice, and Happy Kwanzaa. Just happy.
Hey guys, it's Rachel Jacob. I'm a writer-director here in New Orleans, and I just wanted to say that I had a total blast with the guys on the NOLA Film Scene podcast. Tune into their episodes. They have a whole bunch of guests. This local podcast is really kicking off, and I'm so excited. I'm so proud of them for making this thing happen. It was a blast to be on. It was a blast being a guest and just getting to riff about movies and New Orleans and all these great things. But anyway, obviously, No Shave November really got to me, but it's got me in the perfect, mode, ready for the holidays. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful time of year. Bye.
Hello, I'm Creek Wilson, and I am going to be on NOLA Film Scene in 2024. And for right now, right before Christmas, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate y'all wishing us and wishing our listeners all those wishes.
Yeah, some of those are pretty funny too.
Yeah. And there's more coming, folks. So one of my favorite memories of a gift I received, I think we've talked about this before, off the air, TJ, but do you remember color forms?
Yeah.
So basically just vinyl, and it would be cut out and decorated. Like they had a Kiss set, they had a Star Trek set. Well, one year while everybody was sleeping, I snuck into the living room, and that was a big deal because my dad would set up the camera with film, this digital stuff. And of course he had been, tipsy the night before. They had been wrapping the presents. They were exhausted. So we had to wait outside the door so that when we opened it, he got that expression picture. So it was sunlight. Everybody was still asleep. And I snuck in. And there was my Evil Knievel bike, like a BMX bike, wasn't wrapped.
Mm-hmm.
Presents, the tree, and then Dracula Castle. It was like a 3-story color form. It was extra large. And color forms had like these little detachable holders for the things, you could see the outline. So you knew where to put it back. And in the castle, there were little doors like the dungeon and stuff. So I played with that for about an hour. Finished, put it all back, put the holders back where they're supposed to, put the cover back on, looked perfect, left the living room, shut the door, woke everybody up. We did the Christmas morning. We unwrapped everything. And what did I play with? The color forms for another hour or so. And neighbors, there was 3 of us. And we went to one of theirs. And what did I receive from them as a gift? The exact same color form set. And I was thrilled. I had no filter. I think I was 7. I was like, cool, I just got one of these. And my mom kicked me. Like, no, it's great. I can do more things with it. One of my favorite memories.
You still don't have a filter.
I don't want one.
So another tradition that as I've gotten older, I've discovered, you see it on TV and movies all the time now, something my parents did, and it seems like a lot of people do this. They would always let us have like one small gift on Christmas Eve, it was a little G.I. Joe or so, just something really small just to kind of tide us over so we would actually go to sleep to wake up for Christmas morning. Did your family do that?
We went to cousin's house. So I got the gifts from other family members, but the in-house gifts couldn't touch till the morning.
Gotcha.
They probably weren't wrapped.
Yeah. I think they would pick out something small for that very reason, and it would be set aside, and we would get to open like one thing the night before. And my family, we do that now. And it seems like a lot of people I know, that's kind of been a tradition, something that they've done as well.
It's smart. Kids will go crazy if you don't.
Yeah, that's right.
Since we're working our way into TV and movies, let's kind of turn our conversation that way. Do you have a favorite Christmas special?
One that stands out just from an early childhood memory, Rudolph. I don't know that that's really a favorite, but just, the old origin, like just the old claymation or even the cartoons, the original Grinch, the cartoon Grinch.
No, Rudolph's great. And the thing about it was for us, to tell you young kids out there, we couldn't just pop in a DVD or even a videotape or pull it up online. We had to wait.
Yeah.
We had to look through the TV guide on December 12th at 7 p.m. Probably not that late. So December 1st, 7 p.m., CBS, you better be there watching Rudolph. And there was no pause, no bathroom break. Well, there were commercials. So it was Rudolph, 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 run to pee, come back, Rudolph, 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 run to grab a bite. You had to watch. It was terrible and great at the same time, but it made it must-see TV.
Oh, yeah. And DVRs and pausing live TV, that was probably the second greatest invention ever. Oh, and Charlie Brown Christmas, that was...
Yeah. I know people who are like, well, that's kind of boring. It's kind of slow. I love it. I have to see that every year.
It's short. I mean, it's really short.
Lights, please.
If you were lucky, though, they would have it on a rerun if you missed it.
Reruns were the best. And Rankin and Bass, every year they drop a new one. Or you'd hope they get a new one that year. So my absolute favorite Christmas special is A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
Heat Miser and Snow Miser.
Yeah. I'm hearing the song right now.
Bum. I'm trying to think when this was. So it was early 90s. It wasn't even out on videotape. And I was actually working at a tchotchke shop, little gifts, little knickknacks. And then it was a fun place to work, but they had their routine. So for Christmas, had to dress up, had to have the hat on, which is fine. And he sold jingle bells, like a little wristband of them. But our job was to ring those our entire shift. Ching, 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 ching. So it would echo through them all. And the Christmas music he played was a Brazilian. It was a sensory overload. A wonderful place, though. But I can remember that year going, because I'd start buying VHSs and all that. And I wanted that one. I forgot about that. And I started thinking about Heat Miser and Snow Miser. And I think the next year it came out. But that and Mother Nature, yes, Mother. It's just one of my favorites. I can't even say why. I don't think I need to, but I just love that one.
Yeah.
And Christmas specials are special. You know what else is special? Our friends sending their video cards. Let's cut to a few more of those.
Hey, I'm Jim Gleason with the Working Actors Studio. I'm an actor, I'm an acting coach. I'm also the SAG-AFTRA president for the New Orleans local office. I want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and check out NOLA Film Scene when you get a chance. Hello, everybody. It's December. That means it's freezing outside. Just kidding. I live in Louisiana, so it's actually 78 degrees right now. But my name is Tavon Francis. I'm an actor. I've worked with the likes of Tyler Perry and Craig Robinson. I also recently was in a racetrack commercial. They got millions of views on YouTube only because it was a forced ad. Thank you, Racetrack. Shout out to TJ and Brian, NOLA Film Scene. I thank y'all so much for having me on. Anytime y'all want to have me on, I would love to. I just enjoy having conversations with y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are great people. And have a happy holidays. Thanks again. Check out NOLA Film Scene. They're amazing. Happy holidays, NOLA.
Those are great. Billy's was a little short, but thank you for doing that. It was great.
Billy was funny.
Yeah.
We might have to do a vote and see which one was the funniest.
I'll put out some polls after the episode drops. So hopefully we'll find out about New Year's.
Yeah, that'd be funny. So I want to not change my answer, but I've got another answer in retrospect to your question about gifts.
Cool.
So on deployment, I was deployed during Christmas, and it's tough being away from home, but being away from home and being away from family, and I had really small kids. I had a newborn. That makes it even more difficult. And there were people like my brother and his wife, they go every year and they help box up the shoebox gifts to send to troops overseas. And all of us, we were all recipients of things like that throughout the holiday season, getting cards and letters from kids, like from school kids. They would sit down and write letters to troops, and they don't know who they're going to, and it would be random. We would get a letter almost every single day from a school kid somewhere in the United States, and that was just incredible. And then getting shoebox gifts like that was really unexpected, but it was really, really cool and really meaningful. And I've still got a stack of letters and gifts that I got during deployment, from receiving stuff while I was over there. So not changing my answer. I just adding to it. That was, it occurred to me.
There's no one right answer. We're just sharing memories and, I love it. That's cool. So shoebox gift. If you said what it was, I missed it. What does that mean?
So they pack up gifts in a shoebox, like an actual shoebox, and it's snacks and little toys and a card and, just things to make people happy.
Little assortment, little things, but it's so cool.
Yeah. Cliff bars and, people would be nervous about sending chocolate over there because it's going in a container and then going, to 130-degree heat. You throw a melted candy bar in the refrigerator and it solidifies right back up. It's just a little misshapen and it eats just as good.
You know how to work it.
That's right. But they pack up gifts, trinkets from home, reminders, and sometimes there's several letters in there thanking for the service. And it just helps brighten the spirit when you're away from home. Sometimes they'll have movies like DVDs and, just different gifts. I think it's kind of random, the stuff that they pack. I don't remember everything that was in mine because it's been a while, but receiving those gifts really meant a lot.
Nice.
And speaking of that deployment, I happened, just the way my rotation worked, I happened to be off Christmas Day, but I went down, I was working on a qualification on the boats. And I went down and got underway with the guys that had to work. And I wore a Santa hat and the rest of the crew wore elf hats. It was kind of fun.
Nice.
Getting underway, driving a boat in the Nag, wearing a Santa hat.
Very cool. Bring the spirit wherever you are, no matter where you are.
That's right. Nag is North Arabian Gulf.
Oh, cool. Thank you. I knew it was water.
Yeah.
That's about it.
They used to call it the Persian Gulf, but then it's the North Arabian Gulf or whatever.
I got you. Something else that a lot of people love on Christmas is the lights. Do you have a memory of a favorite display or a neighborhood or anything like that?
In college, we would go to New Orleans and go to Christmas in the Oaks. And we would get out and we would ride the carousel and we would walk around on foot. We would do the whole thing, walk through. And then sometimes we would even go back and get in the car and drive through after we were finished doing that. But it's been a while since I've gone to go do that.
Yeah.
And starting, I don't know, probably my first or second year in the military, we would go ride around and look for neighborhoods that had Christmas lights. That was the beginning of being away from home for the holidays. So we would go ride around and look at the Christmas lights. And that's something we still do to this day. Every year, my family talks about, okay, what's a good neighborhood to go? I live out in the country, so we have to drive for a little bit to go find a neighborhood that's got a good display.
Yeah.
But we go Christmas light hunting every year.
Sweet.
What about you?
Mine was Copeland's. Al Copeland, founder of Popeyes.
Yeah.
We would go there every year, and he's in the suburbs of New Orleans, near the levee of Lake Pontchartrain. And the cars would be backed up, crowding the neighborhood. And you just see, what did he have this year? Is there an animatronic? Is there, snow this year? Like he had snow machines until his neighbor finally had enough. And I think he sued him, just like, So everybody called the neighbor the Grinch. And then they moved it to his headquarters, Popeye's headquarters. So it was bigger. It was in a parking lot. It wasn't the same. There was a couple of houses in my neighborhood. One of them, 2-story building, and they had balconies. Okay. But the balconies were kind of recessed. You know what I mean? So like the edge of the roof covered them. And then that top balcony covered the bottom floor. And they had some windows and they put the glass kind of protruding. I don't know what that's called, but it looks like a nook if you were in a kitchen. And they had life-size animatronics. So there was a family decorating the tree. There was like a sleigh thing, same thing every year, but it was so cool. And then they stopped doing it. I think they moved. And down the street, these other people had kind of smaller animatronics, but there were a band of fox, like fiddlers, you know what I mean? They had a merry-go-round and all these little dolls. It was cool for being not the richest people. You know what I mean? Just middle America. I waited for them to start decorating every year.
Now, all right, so it's been a while since I've gone down there, but for a while they were still doing Copeland's display in one of the parks down there. Are they still doing that?
Unless they added it to Christmas in the Oaks, I don't think so. I haven't gone to Christmas in the Oaks for years either.
It's been
the
a
only big
while
one that I know of.
I know for a little while after he died, they kept it going.
Yeah.
But it's been a little bit since I've been down there.
Right.
Out here, it's kind of few and far between.
And the funny thing is, out there, there's more space to make the bigger displays.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, people do decorate, but you have to get in the car and drive to go find it.
Right. And like driving to go find lights. Let's drive to hear some more cards from our friends.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
What's up, party people? It's your boy, MC Popsicle, a.k.a. Josh Young, creator of Popsicle Ghost, millionaire, genius, actor, philanthropist, and happy holidays from NOLA Film Scene.
Hello, actor Caleb Knockan here, and I hope everyone's enjoying their holidays, ready for the new year, and don't forget those cookies for Santa, because he's going to be real pissed if you forget them, and we don't want that. No one wants that. Ever. Ever.
Greetings and seasonings, Nola, or something like that.
Cool. And Billy sent another one. Thank you, Billy.
Yeah. Billy took care of us for the Christmas cards.
He did.
We touched on Christmas specials. We didn't really touch on Christmas movies. I feel like we could do just a whole episode talking about just Christmas movies.
Right.
But what about Christmas music?
Ooh.
I like to listen to Christmas music. What about you?
I love Christmas music. When I'm driving in my car, I'm not a music person. I listen to podcasts. And I'm home, I'm watching TV or watching movies. But I'm going to throw a few out there. Harry Connick Jr., his Christmas album.
Okay.
And not only the Christmas music, there's the What Are You Doing New Year's Eve, because my wife and I danced to that at our wedding.
Yeah.
But if we go back to my childhood, like Johnny Mathis' Christmas album, The Carpenters, Tennessee Ernie Ford, do you know who that is? Ooh, man, he had this deep bass baritone. And there's a song, Little Gray Donkey, just touching and moving. And I was going to say the absolute pinnacle, because I like the Star Wars Christmas album too. That was, I'll tell a story about that one later. And there's a Snoopy's Christmas album from the 60s that's not just Snoopy's, it's, a whole bunch of songs. But first Christmas record for children from CBS Records. And it's got the classics like Rosemary Clooney. She's singing Susie Snowflake. Gene Autry singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But Red Skelton doing, it's like a little play, The Littlest Christmas Tree. And well, I just think about it. It takes me back. And the little, the tree gets chopped down. He gets brought into somebody's house and he's sad. Then he meets Santa. He talks to him. You don't hear it that much. There is they talk against communism too, which might be a little strange, but it was very touching. And on the same album, Captain Kangaroo reading The Littlest Snowman. That's Christmas. When I hear that, boom. The Star Wars story. Have you ever heard the Star Wars Christmas album?
No, I don't think I have.
You can't stream it. I might be able to find it on YouTube and send it to you. But I had that. I think it came out in 1980. I think it was before Empire Strikes Back. And then years later, friends with these girls in high school, and I think I was dating one of them. And I used to talk on the phone a lot. Like people talk online, I would be on the phone. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
And they had the party calls too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, and if you didn't have call waiting, you were just...
Yeah, your parents were pissed. *69. And then you'd run up the bill, did not knowing that it charged you. It was Christmas time and the girls called me and they said, "We've got a surprise for you." And they start singing. I knew it by heart. And it's, "What can you get a Wookiee for Christmas when he already owns a comb?" And they thought they had me. Bam! You can't go Star Wars with me. And then in R2D2, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." I'll hit you with this little trivia. John Bon Jovi is one of the chorus singers. I find it a very cool album. It's better than the Star Wars Holiday Special, but I love that too.
Yeah.
What's your music?
So I wrote 4 down just so I didn't forget. So I'm half and half on whether I'm listening to a podcast or music when I'm in the car. I probably don't spend as much time in the car as you. When I'm at home, if I'm gaming, I like to listen to music while I'm doing that. I don't know why, I just always have. Same thing when I was doing computer work, I like to have, or studying, I like to have music going. I think it keeps all the extra conversations kind of lulled down while I'm thinking. But Silent Night is one of them, probably the top one. Silver Bells, the Bing Crosby and Carol Richards version,
nice.
The duet. That's one of my favorites. Nat King Cole, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. And Bing Crosby again, White Christmas.
Naturally.
Yeah, and that's one of the movies that I usually watch at Christmas time as well. That stays in my Netflix queue for the following year.
Now, which is better?
We might need to do a follow-up episode and talk about Christmas movies.
Not a problem. But is Holiday Inn? That's where they first sang White Christmas, and then like the sequel is White Christmas. Is that right?
I think.
Yeah, but you like to watch White Christmas.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you watch any of the new movies? Like Spirited with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds? It's like a new take on Christmas Carol. I found that very good. I found it very enjoyable.
I tried to watch it. I couldn't get into it.
Gotcha.
I don't remember why. I just remember trying to watch it and I couldn't get into it. I like Will Ferrell and I like Ryan Reynolds. I just didn't particularly like that movie.
Right. Some things just don't strike with certain people. Not everybody's going to like everything. What about Elf?
Yeah.
Okay. We can still be friends. You like Elf.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I like Will Ferrell, but Will Ferrell for me is hit or miss. Some things that he's in, I find a little too much.
Yeah.
It's just a little too much of the absurd, but Elf isn't one of them. I like Elf and Daddy's Home too. Him and Mark Wahlberg, and then Cena's in it a little bit at the end. Mm-hmm. That's one that my family and I watch together every year.
And I think both of those were filmed in New Orleans.
Oh, I didn't.
The Campaign, Get Hard when he goes to prison, and I'm pretty sure the Daddy's Home films were here.
I didn't realize that.
Before our time of working in the movies. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Nothing wrong.
Maybe they'll film a third one.
Yeah. I'd love to meet him. Ryan, and I can picture him. I just blanked on the Transformer guy. He just said his name. He was in Daddy's Home.
Oh, Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. I worry about my brain. Sometimes it just locks up and then the wheels spin, like I said. But anyway, we'll leave that in.
Well, I mean, the more info that comes in, you have to, I find that I've got to erase a couple hard drives and purge some of that out because there's
only so much
these older models don't have the same storage capacity that the newer models have.
Yeah. We're like the Atari 2600 and everybody else is running on the PCs now.
Yeah, we have kilobytes of storage instead.
And we
instead
were
of
thankful.
terabytes. That's right.
Speaking of being thankful, let's cut to some more cards.
Hello, everybody. My name is Hunter McHugh. I'm a casting director based in New Orleans, Louisiana, primarily working in the film and commercial space. I'm pleased to announce that I will be joining the NOLA Film Scene podcast. The holidays are among us, and I hope everybody has a great holiday. Wishing you all well. And we're hoping that this new year brings lots of projects for all of us to work on. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Hey, everyone. It's your girl, Alicia. I'm a New Orleans-based actor, and you can catch me in a few indie films coming up in 2024, and also on NOLA Film Scene with Brian and TJ. Thank you again for having me on. That was a lot of fun. And I just wanted to wish everyone a happy holidays. It's the best time of year because it's officially stuff your face season. So yes, happy holidays and happy new year.
Line?
Hi, my name is Hake Sharon.
Do we gotta do like a stupid full body shot for this?
No.
Oh, okay. Brian, he's just... You ready? I'm ready.
Go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hick Jeremy. And what... Is it the dog? Hey!
It's okay, you can't hear it.
Okay, all right. Hi, I'm Hick Jeremy, and I'm here to wish you, the listeners of NOLA Film Scene, a happy holidays. I am doing this because Brian and TJ said that if I don't, they would just end my career. So here I am wishing you happy holidays. I'm super grateful for you guys, and you guys have become family to me. I'm super, super, super grateful that I was actually on your first episode, and you've had so many more interesting guests than me. Yeah, man, to just get it kicked off, it was a complete honor, and I'm truly humbled. I hope you guys continue to push forward, and I appreciate all the listeners who tuned in. Hope you all have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas. Thank you.
Cool. Hick's crazy. Hick is crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that one, Hick. He's funny.
Now, when he said the part about the stupid full body shot for the slate,
yeah,
I about spit out my drink when I watched that, when you sent it to me right after he finished it, because that is so right.
I like that.
I showed Amanda because she helps me with my self-tapes, and we both laughed out loud at that because
it's very cool.
I mean, I get it. I get why they want the full body, but it's kind of a pain.
It is. I don't like showing my full body, but also because Brian's so, I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
And
oh, yeah.
I also made these into promos, as you know, who people listening probably have seen it. So I took some stock Christmas pictures, the video our friends sent us, and then stock Christmas music, and I put them all together, and that's why we're calling them video cards. So when he stopped, line, I stopped the music. And then he starts and I put the music, and then he starts talking to the dog. So I cut the music out because I'm always thinking of a record scratch moment. It shows some of my age. Nobody does that anymore. But I showed it to my wife and she's like, who did that with the music? That's really cool. And I went, me. She went, oh, okay. No, she liked it. She liked it. She's like, yeah, I like, oh, you did
That's
it?
pretty funny. Kind of throws her off when you do something creative, huh?
She don't know how to deal with it when I do something right.
I mean, I wasn't going to go there, but
yeah, she does all the time.
Since you did it, since you brought it up,
Yeah.
So, Brian, do you have a favorite holiday meal, maybe a family dinner or holiday treat or something that you look forward to during the holiday season every year?
Yeah. We've talked about it before. Mincemeat pie, if I can get my hands on that. Everybody had turkey or ham, yams or sweet potatoes with, marshmallows, all that good stuff, cranberries. We had two unique things. Eggplant fritters, which is like eggplant pancakes, and then acorn squash. And those suckers were tough. You had to get them soft, cut them in half, and then my dad would put syrup in there and some seasoning, and you'd either have applesauce in the middle or sausage. I love that. I tended to eat more of the sausage than the squash. But yeah, those.
Yeah, I could see that.
Even more than Militon stuffing, just eggplant fritters, just because nobody else had it. How about you? Do you have a favorite food?
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. I've never heard of such.
The Play-Dohs are unique.
Apparently. I mean, a meal, no, but I do think back. So my mom always made these cookies, these cookies that were like peanut butter cookies with Hershey's Kiss on top of it.
Yeah.
And growing up, I was convinced that she invented that. She was the only one that made that. And come to find out, the recipe to do that is on, I think it's on the Hershey's Kiss bag or maybe the peanut butter cookie container or whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't invent it, but I was convinced that she did.
Maybe she sold that to Nestle. They got it from her.
Interesting.
Your Christmas memory is intact.
The plot thickens.
Or you time traveled and gave it to them to give to her. Or we could write that, make it a movie, a Christmas movie.
You might be onto something.
Maybe we'll have a audio drama of it for next Christmas.
That probably doesn't need to get published, though, because somebody will be stealing that idea. Some Grinch out there might be stealing our idea. Cool. Well, Brian, I think we have come up to about that time. I'm thinking we might need to do a follow-up episode and talk specifically about movies and TV shows, Christmas movies and Christmas specials, because this is NOLA Film Scene after all. And I feel like we could probably take up a whole episode talking about just that.
How about this? This episode we're probably going to release a Wednesday before Christmas and Christmas Eve. How about we do a little film countdown or film review of Christmas movies and specials and drop that either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day as a bonus. We're going to bring y'all a Christmas present, and we just thought of it, and we're going to get it done. Merry Christmas, everybody. And happy holidays if you don't celebrate that, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And as Tiny Billy would say,
God bless us, everyone.
He did it. He did it. You knocked it out the park, Billy. Thanks a lot. And thank you, everyone who made those cards. Again, thank you, everyone who's been listening this year. They said don't expect 1,000 downloads before your year is up. And we're over 3/4 of the way there after just like 3 months. We're very thankful. We're very happy. And this has been such a thrill, TJ. And a couple times, like I was listening to our episodes, and you may have thanked me or complimented me, and I never complimented back verbally. So let me say here publicly, in case anyone doesn't know, how thankful I am that to be blessed with your computer know-how, your initiation of let's do a podcast, and your friendship. Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Brian. The check's in the mail.
Yes.
I'm touched, Brian. Thank you. It's very kind of you to say it. It really means a lot. I've really enjoyed everything that we've done up to this point. We've had just absolutely amazing people on the podcast that we've released up to this point, and we have quite a few more that are going to release after the first of the year. We've had the opportunity to sit down with some really, truly just amazing and inspiring people. I've gotten something out out of every single episode that we've done. I've learned something. I've made some new friends, people that I hadn't met before, and it's been a blast. I'm blown away by the support and the kind words that we've gotten from the listeners. I love doing this. I really do. It's been so much fun, and I just can't wait to see what 2024 has in store for the NOLA Film Scene podcast.
And the NOLA Film Scene, so we can get back to work.
Indeed.
Indeed. Happy holidays, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.